Hey guys, we're back again with another PacketTracer video. This is the Skills Challenge 7.4.1.2 to be more specific. I will go over all the configuration in this video and then I'll go over the explanation in another video. So this one shouldn't take too long, but I'm just going to get right into it. So for the B1, this is not in order. I'm just going to fill it all out. Get the points regardless. 144.1. So 172.16, 144.1. So it's going to put the subnet mask of that of 255.240.0 and the default gateway of 172.116.159.254. So that is the last address in this subnet, and this is the first address. So this is the second subnet, like it asks us to set up for this interface, and then over here is going to be this first subnet. So that's all of that. In here, we're going to go in here, config T, and we're just going to configure the router RIP stuff first. Version 2, network 172.16.144.0, network 172.16.128.0, and network 192.168.0.0. Okay, you actually don't get any points for those, but I thought, it'd be good practice for you guys. I just told you now that, so you guys don't have to freak out. And here we're going to go no auto summary. You actually do need this. And then we're also going to go passive interfaces on the gigabits 00 and 01. So that will be that. Okay, so we're going to go back into the branch, exit. And you guys should have about 13 points right now. We haven't even configured the IP address yet. So we're going to go interface G, interface G00, which will be this network up here. So the IP address will be 172.16.159.254, and then 255.240, and then .0. Okay, and then just no shut, just for old time's sake. We're going to exit, and the interface G0/1. Over here, the IP address will be 172.116.143.254 and 255.255.240.0. So that should shoot you guys up to 21 points. That's about a third of the way there, a little more than a third of the way there. No shut, and we're going to go exit. And now we're going to start setting up the access list. So we're going to go IP access list standard. And then the name is going to be branch server. Over here we're going to deny access from this area right over here, 172.16.64.0/18 to over here. So I'll show you guys what that kind of looks like. So we're going to go deny 172.16.64.0, and then the wildcard mask will be 0.0.63.255. Sorry. Okay, and then you shouldn't get any points for that. Permit any. This is where you'll get all the points. That should shoot you guys up to 30 points. Okay, and then we're going to go exit, and we're going to go back into interface GI 0/1 actually, and we're going to go IP access group for the configuration aspect. We're going to go to branch server, and this will be an outbound because it's going out to the network from the router. So not going into the router, it's going out. So that should shoot you guys up to about 35 points, which is exactly where we need to be right now. Okay, there are a few more things we need to configure on the HQ, and that should be everything on the branch server. So we're going to go into here, config T, and config T. Okay, and then we're going to just set up the router again. Router rip version 2. Now we're going to set the passive interfaces really quickly. GI 0/0/1, and there's one more on here, so it's going to be the serial/1. Okay, so that's going to give us 38 points. 39, sorry. We're going to stay in here. We go no auto summary. We're going to go into default information originate. Stay in here once again. We will set up the networks. This one actually does require, just so you guys who all thought, oh, it's not going to actually require these. It needs them. 192.168.0.0. I will only configure the ones we need though. Network 172.16.64.0. So those are the only two networks it needs. That bumps up to 43 points. We're going to exit out of here. That should be all the configuration concerning the routing. Other than IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, and then this is going to go all out the serial 1 interface. And that should bump us up to 46. I don't know what was that before. I think 44, 45 maybe. Okay. In here, we're just going to start making that IP access list. HQ server. Sorry, standard. HQ server. I'm going to go to deny. Remember, we're denying this network access to this one now. So we're going to go to 172.16.144.0 and then 0.0.15.255. So we're only doing that 15 because of the, well, I'll go into the explanation into a different video, but the point-wise, that's what you need. And then we're going to permit any, and this should bump us up to 55. Maybe we did something wrong. No. So those of you wondering if it was case sensitive, I believe it is. So we're going to go no IP access list standard HQ server. And we're going to go IP access list standard HQ capital SER VBR. So that was an accident, but if you guys did it right, don't do any of this. Deny 172.16.144.0 and then 0.0.15.255. And then we're going to permit any, and that bumps us up to 55. There we go. So that's, it is case sensitive, just so you guys know. We're going to exit. We're going to go into the interface we want to configure it on. Remember, we want to configure it onto this device right here, which will be GI01. So we're going to go G 0/1, and we're going to go IP access group, because it's the configuration aspect once again, and we're just going to do the name HQ SER VBR HQ server, and then this will be out because it's going from the router out to the network, and that bumps us up to 60 points. So once again, guys, these activities are not really that difficult. 11 minutes. It just takes a little time to get used to. And so that is everything. Take you guys a screenshot, and thanks for tuning in today.